Today we are going to discuss about count as well as index. Suppose if you are trying to create multiple servers, how to create with the help of count and VM prefix. Let us see that. So before that, we observed other scenarios like different concepts we observed, provisioners, within the provisioners, different conditions we observe. Now let us see VM count as well as prefix. So let me open document scripts as well. E drive. So here I'll try to use same three-tier architecture. Previously we used three-tier architecture, right? Same structure, let us use three-tier architecture. So this is the one, let us use three-tier architecture. And same script, let us copy into some other window. So here you can place count, let us say. Count one more folder. I'm trying to add count and index. You can also call count and index. Let us open Visual Studio Code as well. So yesterday we observed null resource as well, right? Null resource also we observed. Now today we are creating count. Countlets. Let me show you this picture also. How we are going to achieve this scenario. Let's see. So these are all different layers. These are VNet. On top of that, resource group also there. VNet, within the VNet, multiple subnets are there. VNet, web subnet, app subnet, and DB subnet. These are all layers are there. Now I would like to add service, web service. Previous classes we added only one server, right? Each layer we added one server, but this time I would like to add multiple servers. So let us say web, some financial application, web, US 001. Also let us say is the dev fin web, dev environment, financial application, web layer, US and US location, and unique number is 1. So unique number is 1. And next is similar way I need to create a second server, same naming convention I need to use. Same naming convention. Same naming convention here I need to use 3 as well as 4 and so on. So based on your count, let us say some XYZ or some 1,000 servers. So whatever count is there, you can use it. Similar way. So here you can see these are all app servers. Just change it to dev app. Here also same. 2, 2 and also 3 and so on. And here you can see DB servers. These are all DB servers you can see. Dev fin DB US 001, 02 and so on. This we are discussing about only dev environment. But just see, somewhere we discussed right, multiple environments. You see, these are all different environments. It's dev, QA, right? So here you can see QA as well as prod. So based on the environment, naming convention will be changed. Currently, we are focusing how to create dev environment servers, which are different layers, you can say, different layers. These are all different layers. Similar way, I need QA servers, prod servers, right? So multiple servers we need to create, whether it is 100 or 1,000, based on your subscription limits. Right? So you can create all the servers. Now let us try to use this. We already created this structure, right? Single server we've created. So let us use this structure. Each layer, let us try to add number of servers. Number of servers, let's add it. Okay? So for that, and one more thing, we need to understand one more thing. You see, whenever you're trying to onboard any servers, so here we're creating multiple layers. One is server, and also we need some public IP. We are creating public IP. So here we're creating public IP. Important components, let us list out. And also we are creating some NSG also we created it. NSG created. Okay. And also if you need some storage, you can add storage. NIC. These are all components will be created. So let us say first we are creating first server. First server means this one. Currently here we're creating first server. Devfin web server, let us say here we can mention VM, let us say, because this component we can call it as VM. Okay. Now you can see, so for web, so public IP you need to add, instead of VM, just add public IP. And also here you can add some NSG. We would like to follow same naming convention. NSG US. Same way storage. In this way, we need to add all this naming convention. Storage. And also NIC. NIC. These are all components you can see. Currently, we are focusing only one server. One server itself, we are creating multiple components. But we are saying that we need to create thousands of servers. So let us see how to create all these scenarios. Let us see. Before going to the topic, if you have any questions, first let us address. Any questions, please? Now. So let us see next steps. So here you can see count. So we can use count index here. Okay. So once you start using this count index, so it will try to rotate the naming convention. Just we need to mention prefix. So whatever prefix is there, just see here. Here prefix is common, right? Up to web prefix is same, or up to devfin prefix is same, right? So you need to mention some prefix, and remaining things you can mention under next sections. Okay. Now, so first you need to mention count as well as prefix also. Listen. So var.count means first we need to define one variable in the count related variable, so that you will try to count the numbers. And after that, while adding your servers, you can mention var.vm name prefix. First you can add prefix, and after that you can add numbers. Right. So based on the servers, it will try to count the numbers and it will add the numbers. Now let us try to modify our existing servers. Previous classes we already created, right? Let us try to modify them. So yeah, these are environment previous classes we created. So first I'll try to add variables. Two variables I'm trying to add. So two variables. So just see here. Here we are already having some variables. Client ID, secret ID. So these are all variables are there. In addition to that, I'm trying to add these variables also. Also, you can open documentation, Terraform count. Count. You can mention count. For each and every component, you can add this count. So first, let us try to implement. Later, we'll try to observe this. So let us add this variable. Variable. First, I'm trying to add VM name prefix. So here, this is the naming convention. Right? To address this, I'm trying to add VM name prefix. Variable. So just use this naming convention. You can use VM name prefix or whatever name you need. You can mention that. VM name prefix. So which value you are going to call. So I'm going to use type because I've tried to mention variables only names. Let me use type string. Type string. And also you can mention default value. What is the default value? Starting naming convention, I would like to use dev VM because currently I'm focusing only dev environment. Within the dev environment, initial letters will start using dev VM or dev fin, whatever it is. Right? Currently I'm creating server side, that's why I'm using dev VM or dev fin and constants. It's purely based on your naming convention. These type of naming convention we use, right? So when I'm trying to use your naming servers, VM naming convention, Azure naming convention. This is the naming convention we use, right? For every environment, we can use this type of naming convention. So let us use this default value. Just use any other any naming convention, dev VM or some other. So here we use dev VM, right? Dev VM hyphen I'm using because after hyphen, I'll try to add some other naming convention. I'll try to add some other naming convention. Dev hyphen VM hyphen I'm adding. For every server, it will try to add dev hyphen VM. Next one. Or you can add this naming convention also, whatever naming convention it is, whatever static value is there. And then one more variable. This time, let us add VM count. Okay. So VM count, let us add it. Type. So you see, type string. Currently, we are giving numbers. And default value. Now you need to mention how many servers you are going to create, how many numbers you are going to count. Simply you can say how many numbers you are going to count. Indirectly, we are saying how many servers you are going to onboard. So currently, my subscription, it won't support a huge number of servers. That's why I'm trying to mention 3 or 4 servers. So let us use 3 servers. 3 servers I'm trying to create. Also, each section you can add description also. You can add some description. VM name prefix. So here also you can add it. VM count. So here I added 2 attributes. So 2 variables here I added. One is VM name prefix, other one is VM count. Right? Now these 2 things I'll try to use it for scenarios. Whenever you're onboarding your servers, right? Yes, you can create script for one server, but while applying this script, you can onboard multiple servers. So here, first we need to identify what type of components you're creating. Here we observed it. For each server, we need these components. We need these components. Now, but in my script, I simplified with my only some specific sections. You see, here I created one is public IP, network interface, and VM. Three components only here I used. I ignored NSG. Storage also we ignored. If you want, you can add all these components also. Storage, NSG, all these things also you can add it. As of now, I'm adding only three values. VM, public IP, NIC, server. These three components I'm adding. It means if you are saying 100 servers, it will create 100 public IPs, 100 NICs, 100 servers. Right? So in this way, it will create. Now let us try to change these attributes now. Okay. For each component, I need to add this logic. So let us add it. So just go back to your script. So here you can see, first you can go to your public IP. So this is the public IP. As of now, I'm targeting only web servers. Similar way, we can see our app servers as well. So instead of name, let us change it to our naming convention here, var-vm count. So here you can add, right? Here you can add a count here. Count, let us add count. So you can say, you can call variable var.vm count. Suppose if you are creating first server, first by public IP, it will assign 01. Right? Now here, let us change this naming convention also. Instead of static name, I would like to fetch my name from, I would like to fetch name from my variables. So let us see that. How to fetch this name? This is a naming convention we need to use. Right? First, you need to call your VM name prefix -count index. It means whatever number it is counting, that number should be appended here. So let us use it. Let me add it. Dollar. So here you can say var.vm name prefix. Just call that name. var.vm name prefix. This is the one. This is the variable I'm calling. And after VM name prefix, what is the VM name prefix here? This is the one. dev-vm hyphen. This is the name prefix. After that, which value you are going to add? I would like to add count as well. -count. Let us add it. $$ count. var.count. var.vm count. So here I'm using, you can call count.index or whatever name you need, you can use it. Here I used VM count, but you can also call count.index also. Count.index. And here you can see what is the naming convention. So this, it refers to public IP, right? Or IP address. That's why for every name, it should refer some IP. Now just see dev-vm hyphen whatever number is there 001 hyphen IP. This is a name will be assigned for IP addresses. If you are creating 100 IP addresses, right, number will be changed in this way. Okay. So 01, 02, 03. So in this way, number will be changed. Let me change it to dev-vm simple naming convention. Dev-vm IP. So this is the naming convention will be assigned on 001 hyphen IP. Currently, we are following this naming convention there. It will be assigned in this. Next one. Just give me 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Just a minute. Sorry. Now, so let us try to modify. Here we modified our public IP, right? Public IP we modified. Similar way we need to modify other values also. Other values also let us try to modify. Now next one, let us see modify network interface as well. Just go to network interface. So here also you can add your count var.vm count. Also here you can add naming convention. So just add it. var.vm name prefix. var.vm name prefix hyphen. Just add dollar. So here also you can add it. var.vm count hyphen IP. This time hyphen NIC, right? This time we are creating NIC. You can add NIC. So this time we need to add NIC. Also, wherever it is referring some name, right? Just try to add this scenario source. Just try to refer this count as well. Right? So here we added NIC. Till now, is it clear? If you have any questions, first let us address. Any questions, please? Yes, we are trying to create multiple servers. For that, we are using two variables. One is count, other one is index. Prefix and count. Two variables we are using. This is a configuration. This is a var.vm count. And next, let us see. So we need to add count index after label because it's keep on changing, right? This conference will be keep on changing. That's why. So we need to add VM count. So here you need to change it under public IP address because it's keep on changing, right? You see, because here we are creating multiple public IP addresses. So based on the IP, we need to add it. So let us add it. Count index. Let us see here. Count. Or what is the name here? We used VM count, right? Count dot. Our variable is different actually. Our variable is VM count, right? VM count. Our variable is VM. VM count. Is the our variable is different. Documentation variable is different. They use other or variable is different. So it is trying to count the number, VM count. So based on the number, you can use it. So always it's better to use generic naming conventions. Currently here I mentioned VM count, right? Instead of that, you can mention some other naming convention. So it should be generic one. Now, in this way, here I added, so VM count. Count dot index. So let me check inputs also here. Here itself we mentioned VM count. Okay. Now, till now we completed our network interface also. Network interface also he mentioned. Let me check this variable once. I think we are giving the wrong name in naming convention. Count index only we need to use. Let me change it. Count index we need to use. Let me change it. Count index var dot. So directly we should not use var here. So we need to use count index. Count index. count.index. Similar way here also same count.index. By mistake I mentioned count.index. Let's use this count.index. So it will try to count the number only. Right? So here it will try to count number, count.index. Other changes is not recognizing or okay, here also I need to change it. Here also I need to change. That's why it is not recognizing count.index. So count.index here I added. You see. It is not recognizing Azure RM public, and this is the one label count index. Once again. Otherwise, while executing your script, you may get some errors. That's why first I'll try to fix this issue. Why it is giving error? So it should be identified actually. Should be green, blue color. Why it is not recognizing? Let's see. That's okay. Let us see. While executing our script, we will see that. So based on the error, let us try to fix the issues. So count.index will mention the number, and var.pm name will use prefix name. Next one. Similar way, we need to add our virtual machine also. Here also can add count. Let's add count. var.pm count. var.pm count. And also just change this naming convention. Dollar. var.pm count. var.pm count. VM prefix, right? Not count. VM name prefix. var.vm name prefix. Then hyphen. Hyphen, you can mention count.index. Now it will try to count the number. Dollar count.index. Count.index, here you can mention it. Now here also virtual machine also, here we added attributes. So here also we added attributes. Now similar way, we need to add other areas also, network interface IDs, because network interface IDs also, we are creating multiple interface IDs. Multiple interface IDs, we need to add it. So let us see it. Now, 1 minute please. Just give me. Now, so network interface ID also let us add it, count.index. So here also let us add count.index. Let us add it. Network interface IDs. Let's go to network interface IDs. So here you can see found dot index. Found dot index, you can add it. So here you can see that found dot index. Now, so here we added conditions. So here we added conditions. Not just let us try to initialize this script first. Is there any credential issues are there? First, we need to fix it. Okay. Yesterday we created some components, right? Before that, we created some components also. Network security group created. Let me check client ID, client secret. So that let me replace this with recent client secret. So just go back to the section, inputs. Here, let me add a client secret, new client secret, add a new client secret. Now, next one, let us see. Next one, let us see. Just go back to your terminal, new terminal. So git bash. Just go to specific folder, cd, count. Now let us try to initialize your script. Terraform init. So here we initialize our script, count. And next, let us see Terraform validate. We didn't observe any issues. Now let us see Terraform plan. Here's some error. Let us see. Seems okay. We need to create new key. It seems it is already expired. It's already expired. Let us try to create new key. Let me go back to our Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. Just go to Entra ID. Here you can see app registrations. Under app registrations, just check your registration. So check the timestamp. These are all old registrations. Just use recent one. Terraform Amazon SPN. So it's already expired. Let us try to change it. Secret just expired. Now let us try to create new one. Let's create new one. Previously created. Now let us create new secret. So we just mention some name, timestamp. So this is the value I'm going to use. We'll just try to change it. Somewhere it is there, right? Client ID, client secret. Let me change this client secret. So whenever you're changing credentials, again, you need to initialize your Terraform folder. Just use Terraform init. Terraform validate. Terraform plan. we are going to create 21 resources. 21 resources we're creating. So just see here, currently we are focusing only web service, right? Only we're creating multiple components in the web service only. We didn't mention DB and app. Suppose if you mention DB and app, we are going to create around 40 plus resources. Around 40 plus resources we need to create. Okay? As of now, let us use it. As of now, let us use it. Terraform apply, but let us see whether it is supporting our region or not. So let us see. Three servers we mentioned, right? We need to observe compatibility and so. Just say yes. So before that, just go to your resources, all resources, just see. Currently, we can see these resources are. So I'm changing my resource group name because if you are trying to change your, if you are trying to use existing resource group name, you can use data source. But we didn't mention our data source, right? That's why let us use. I'm changing new resource group. Let us use it. Just see these numbers. It is creating three components. For each section, it is creating three components. And one more thing you need to observe, currently we are focusing entire components once. And also within that, we are onboarding DB servers multiple components. Let's see, dev VM 1, 2, also public IPs. Web server, here we created three servers, but remaining servers we are using only one. But other servers we are creating only one, but web servers we are creating three components. So here we added these many components. See, these many components we added. Just go back to this resource group so that we can see all these components. These are all components we added. See. So we added other servers as well. Again, app and DB servers also. But app and DB, we added only single servers. But dev servers, web servers, here we call it seems dev servers. Dev means web, you can say. These servers we created three IP address, 012. Okay, IP addresses. So name wise. Somewhere it is there. Let us see here. VM disks, disk 1, disk 2, disk 0, right? And also NICs 120, right? IP address, similar way servers, right? These are all components we are creating multiple. As per your number, you can create. Now, same thing you can replicate with your DB and app servers also, so that we can simplify your numbers. So just you need to mention how many servers you are going to create. You need to mention. Let us say I need to create some 100 servers. Just mention 100. 100 you can mention. Based on that, you can create your servers. Okay. So in this way, you can use this count. VM name prefix as well as VM count, you can use it. So is it clear? If you have any questions, let us discuss. Any questions, please? So here we focused only NIC IP address VM, but same rule you can apply it for other servers also. Whatever servers are there, same thing you can apply. Just add this count as well as VM name prefix. And here you need to plan your server naming convention or whatever component, not only server. Just try to plan that, right? So while giving inputs itself, you can define that. Here I mentioned like name is dev VM, right? Instead of that, you can say some specific naming convention, you can add it. So in this way, you can add it. And while adding servers, you can change it here as well. Let's see here. So here we added server name, right? Let me show you this. So here you can add web or something. So here you can add web so that we can identify this naming convention. Dev server 001 web server. In this way, you can add naming convention. So now just try to add next assignment. Just try to add. So we have one more module as well. We need to discuss about Terraform module. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Before that, just try to check this scenario. Within this environment, you need to add your backend, Terraform backend, just add, as well as count and prefix. Also apply it for all the environments, like I just try to create different networks, dev, QA, and prod, different networks, and each network just try to place different layers, web, app, DB. So in this way, you can see. So here also same. So here also same. Just try to focus this script, right? So here we concentrated only dev environment, right? Dev environment, web only we focused. Next section, just try to focus similar steps to app and DB. Also just add backend also. Similar way, just create one more network QA and add this scenario, prod also. Just try with at least one server, one or two servers, because it won't support subscription, right? So your subscription won't support. Suppose if you are adding more number of servers. That's why just try to use some simple count. Once it is working, you can add, let us say if it is working, one server also fine. That's not an issue. Because once it is working means you can add more number of servers. If it is not working, there is an issue with your subscription limitation. For that, we can use our quotas. We can use quotas and we can raise a request. So just try to create this scenario. If you have any questions, we can discuss on this. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see that as of now we are creating every time we are creating our own scripts. But we need to think about ready-made solutions. Every time we should not create as well as we should not validate it. So once you create some scripts, so we need to validate and standardize the process. Next time onwards, if any other departments are going to use, so they can start using that. Okay? So let us try to discuss about modules, Terraform modules. Tomorrow, let us discuss that. Let's go to the session. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.